Hi everyone, I'm Jessie Lark, and today we're going to talk about the Billie Eilish interview on David Letterman's My Next Guest. Stick around till the end of the video, and I'm going to share my predictions on where I think Billie and Phineas's careers will go next. So the episode starts out, Billie and David Letterman sit down to chat, and she talks about one of the first shows she played. It was at some smaller festival, and she went to sing Ocean Eyes. Everyone started singing the words back at her, and being so young, it was a really pivotal, jaw-dropping moment for her, and that was really cool to hear about. Next, they go into Phineas's studio, and he's got the walls lined with keyboards. It's like a really comfortable atmosphere in there. It's really cool. He shares that he struggles taking constructive criticism and working with other people and hearing that things aren't quite right, and he'll take it personally, except for when he's working with his sister, which I found really interesting given the body of work that he's produced thus far. It's something that I can relate to as a musician, and I think sometimes we assume people that are successful, don't get nervous or take things too hard, that they're better at some of that stuff, but maybe that's not true. Maybe they just push through it a little more. And then my favorite part of the interview, right after that, Billie's like, yeah, I have imposter syndrome. And I was just like, really? And she also says she goes through identity crisis stuff. And once again, not something that you might expect from somebody that's that successful, but they're just regular people, and they really have to face their demons head on all the time. Now, the bad parts about having identity crisis and imposter syndrome is it sucks, and it's not fun, and you're gonna need therapy. The good part about having those things is that's something she can dive into in her songwriting that obviously a lot of people will be able to relate to. Next, Letterman asks her about her influences in music, and specifically Julie London, who was a 1950s singer. I enjoyed hearing about that because that's one thing that makes her voice stand out above other voices that are in music right now. And one of the ways you can really hear that 50s vibe in her voice, if you notice her vibrato, take Happier Than Ever. I can't do it as well as her, but she'll go when I'm away from you. And she really exaggerates it stylistically. That's one of the really cool things that she pairs with a completely different style of beats that makes her music unique. Then Letterman goes into asking her about all the awards that she's won and what it feels like to win Grammys at her age. And she says to have that kind of success as a kid, as much as she loves going to award shows and really appreciates that recognition, when you're a kid though, it makes you feel well, if they awarded this to me, this award show must not be legitimate. Then they're sitting there, something happens with the lights, and she makes a little bit of a jerking motion, and Dave gets really worried that he offended her, and she's like, no, it's all good. I have tics, I have Tourette's, I was diagnosed at age 11. A lot of people already know that about her, and a lot of people don't. Okay, so predictions. They talk about when they're in the studio, Letterman asks if they will always work together or if they will ever go their own ways to pursue their own projects, work with other people. And I've heard this question be brought up in interviews before, and they always respond the same way. Phineas says, as long as Billie wants to make music with me, I'm here for her, which is super sweet. But there's always this tiny bit of tension in the room, and I feel like it's there because spreading their wings creatively, not doing everything together at some point is a natural progression. That's just part of growing up. probably for both of them, but even more so for Billie, just because of how young she was when everything started for her. So I think they will work with other people, which is going to be fine. It might be a little bit of a growing pains thing for them. I think Billie will probably get into acting and kind of take a little bit of a Lady Gaga career path. And like, I could see her being in a big movie playing a 1950s singer. She would be so good at it, and it would just be a shoo-in. So I think we'll see her do a lot of different types of art in that way. So those are my takeaways of the episode. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Jessie Lark. I'm trying to grow this page to 2,500 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you could hit that subscribe button and little bell to turn on notifications, that would be awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.